squad? MizzyWorld back to present Topic Tuesday. And this week, a MizzyWorld topic finally cracked back into the winner's circle. Topic number 1 be topic number 2. I think by a nice little amount of margin, you feel what I'm saying? I think it was like 60% to like 40%, something like that. You dig what I'm saying? But the topic is, does love and happiness go hand in hand? Or could you love someone while not being happy? Now, I got this topic from just going out, being at Eagles, getting my little drink on. This was on one of the nights that I went out by myself, which I rarely do. I'm either always with my I'm always with my bro B, or I'm always with Mike. If I'm not with them two, then I'm probably with Raw or somebody else. You feel what I'm saying? But this was one of the rare nights that I went out by myself. I went to the Eagles bar. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sipping on my trash can, getting a little saucy. You feel what I'm saying? And I just overhear people in their conversations, and I hear these females talking about a situation that they going through, and shorty like, well, I thought you was in love. She was like, I do love him, I'm just not happy. Just because you're in love does not mean that you are happy. Now, in my opinion, I don't feel as though if you're in love. Now, and this is probably going to be a topic for another time, the difference between being in love and having love for somebody, or loving someone and being in love with someone. But I feel as though if you're in love with someone, then happiness goes hand in hand. Like when you're in love, it's the feeling of euphoria. It's the feeling of greatness. It's the feeling of something bigger than what you are. It's different when you're in love. You feel what I'm saying? To me, in my opinion, being in love and being happy are like this. You can't have one without the other. You feel what I'm saying? It's like your arm and your wrist. Your hand and your wrist. It goes hand in hand. It's like a suit and tie. It goes hand in hand. But for me, in the specific question, can you love someone while not being happy? Yes, 100%. And the main reason why certain people love someone but they're not happy is simply because they still don't have the self-love within themselves. This is why I preach a lot about self-love. You feel what I'm saying? I think the people that love someone while not being happy were in love with that person, then they fell out of love with that person, but they still have love for that person. But the reason that they fell out of being in love to just loving that person was the level of happiness. It went from, you make me feel like the best thing, you make me feel like I'm the greatest thing that stepped on the face of this earth, to now you're not giving me any type of attention. You're not giving me no type of anything. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, when you go from being in love with a person to just loving a person, that mainly deals with the level of happiness. You feel what I'm saying? Then it goes from you felt like you was at the top of the world to now you still remember those memories, so therefore you still love that person. That, like, especially with females, that's why females always go back. That's why females are the main ones that they just want the person that they dealing with to get their stuff together and not find somebody else new. It's simply because they always remember that initial feeling that you gave them. Females can always see the best in the male. You feel what I'm saying? So as far as that goes, women are definitely more open and always revert back to the way you made them feel, or the person that they see inside you, not the person that you showed them or the person that you are now, whatever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying? But as far as that, I do feel as though you can love someone and not be happy. But if you're in love with someone, that you, like, when you're in love, happiness goes hands in hand, because you have a sense of euphoria, you have a sense of meaning, you have a sense of building something bigger than yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, to me, the difference is between, if you're in love with that person, happiness goes hand in hand. But if you just love that person, you just have love for that person, you could definitely be unhappy in that situation. Now on to the second part of my Topic Tuesday question, and that is, how do you handle a situation in which you maybe still love that person but are just unhappy? The first thing that you have to do is be honest with yourself, and whether you want to try to resurrect that relationship and try to rekindle that happiness that was there in the beginning, or if you want to just move on and get up out of there. Now, things to look for as far as if you should move on or if you should try to work through it are a few different things. Now, if you're so unhappy that you start to think that you don't care about what happens with you don't care about what happens with your loved ones, you don't care what happens to the partner, you don't care what happens to maybe if y'all have kids, the kids that y'all may have, then you got to get up out that situation. You got to immediately extradite yourself out of that situation, because now that unhappiness is, it's not just not being happy or not feeling as though you're complete or your needs aren't being fulfilled. Now it's detrimental. You feel what I'm saying? Now you're causing mental health issues by continuing to be in this situation. You feel what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then you gotta immediately extradite yourself out of that situation. But if you're in a situation in which you might just be happy because y'all sex life might have fell off, or y'all don't communicate anymore, or maybe the excitement in the relationship is gone, maybe y'all just grew apart, or maybe you met someone that just touches that specific spot that only that person that's made for you can touch. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe that's the case. Then if that's the case, then if it's a person, if it's a issue with you meeting someone else, then of course you immediately got to extradite yourself out of that situation and be honest with your partner. You feel what I'm saying? What I see a lot on ID a lot of times is that people try to string the other partner along while they're still building with the person that they know is going to replace them. That's when people start to snap and start thinking about taking your life. You feel what I'm saying? But if it's any of the other situations where maybe the sex life isn't the same, maybe the communication isn't the same, maybe the excitement in the relationship isn't there anymore, then y'all can communicate about that. Those are things that if you communicate, y'all can rekindle that happiness that was there in the beginning. You feel what I'm saying? But don't just be so quick to get about that situation unless in your mental you know that you don't care what happens in this situation, you just want to get out of it. If that's your mentality, then you definitely got to extradite yourself from that situation immediately. But if it's if you feel as though it could be rekindled, and if your partner shows it can be rekindled, then try to do that. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, only you and your partner truly know if that happiness can come back from where it was, if it can come back from the depths. And that's a whole nother topic for another time, is can that happiness that was there in the beginning be rekindled later down the line? You feel what I'm saying? That's another one that I'd have to save for a later time, because I'd go off running with that one. But as far as what should you do in that situation in which you love someone but you may be unhappy in that situation, be honest with yourself about whether you want to continue on, but be honest with yourself on how unhappy you are. You feel what I'm saying? Don't try to twist and turn it to make it say, oh, well, I ain't that unhappy. Be honest with yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And don't forget what anybody else think. Your church, your masjid, anybody. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we all humans. We don't know. None of us have the actual answer and key to life, because if we did, we'd have handed it off to everybody. But if everybody that you see is winning, they definitely have more people around them that's still reliant on them. So none of us have the key or the answer to life. Forget what everybody else is thinking. You and your partner have to be honest about where y'all are, if it's worth to continue on, and if the happiness could even be rekindled. You feel what I'm saying? So just be honest with yourself and your partner if you are in that type of situation. You dig what I'm saying? But y'all know what it is. MizzyWorld Topic Tuesday. Does love and happiness go hand in hand? And if it doesn't, how do you maneuver in a situation in which you love someone but you're not happy with that person? Let me know what y'all think. Comment, like, share. Y'all know what it is. MizzyWorld Topic Tuesday. Gang.